All right, time for another draftscience.com and debatephysics.com video presentation. Yeah. So, the hero, wherever his name was, something fairy, right? Sorry, I have to look it up. Warning fairy. You know, he got what I got in 7 hours. So, the first time they deleted the comment in 2 hours from a room. And then the next room, it was like 5 hours. And then my room, it might have been a day, okay? And then he was wiped out in 6 hours. Okay, so, and just for posting this. I mean, there's nothing done here except a paragraph arguing for a physics observation. This is somehow taboo. So people can use my name in a room. They can say things about me in a room. They can certainly say things about my physics in a room. And I can't respond to any of it. I have no right to defend my physics. I have no right to defend my personal life. I have no right to defend anything on their platform. They can slander me. They can slander my physics. They can lie. And I can't make a physics argument. I can't post this paragraph. Now, that's not anything close to being something you would call consistent with the ideals of the American Constitution. So that's a simple idea. And I'm basically saying I'm expecting you people, okay, to defend this right now. I'm sick of having an audience that is useless, okay, pukes. Okay, so you either stand up and say, yes, I'm going to also fight this fight because it needs to be fought. There needs to be some place that we take a stand. And the fact is, you might even benefit from it. Because what I will promise is anybody who does participate, if I can turn a lawsuit into a class action, or in any way I get any damages from a settlement, okay, from Reddit, you'll get your share. Now, it won't be an equal share, just because I have to do all this other work of filing the lawsuit, but you'll get some share. Let me just say, I'll be, to my best ability, as fair as possible. I mean, I can't make any promises now because I don't even know what I'm going to run into in the future. So that would be ridiculous to make promises. But I'm just saying my intention, okay, is to be fair. Because we have to fight for this. This is your free speech. There's no free speech, okay, not only in America or in the world or in anywhere, if none of these platforms will allow you to speak. Then there is no free speech. And you're saying you're okay with that. That's the part that just amazes me. There's fucking morons, okay, leaving comments saying things like, oh, well, it's the way it is. No, that's the way you want it, okay? It's not the way I'm going to accept it to be. I don't even want to know you if you think it's okay. If you think everybody should just lie down and say, go ahead, shove your dildo up my ass, rape me, go ahead. That's your attitude. Well, fuck you, okay? I don't think you want to be raped, so you're just a duplicitous motherfucker. I don't know why, I don't even know why you're watching any of my videos if you think I'm going to find you at all interesting or appealing. I'm going to find you a stinking enemy, okay, of decency. You fucking useless sack of shit defending fucking goddamn persecution. This is just persecution, plain and simple. I mean, all the, whatever his name was, all the fairy did, okay, was post a paragraph of a physics argument. It didn't have my name on it, okay? Wasn't smeared with my blood. Okay, there was no, it didn't have, AIDS or cooties or, it wasn't covered with some disease. It's just a physics argument. And there's no way in this fucking universe this should be accepted by people, that a paragraph of text about a physical observation about reality should get this response from anybody on this planet. I mean, we're way past living in the Inquisition. We're way past burning books. We're way past saying it's okay to thought crimes, to create some idea that you cannot have this thought. You can't have this thought and you can't express this thought. Because these Nazi fucking scientists, these are scientists, persecuting. These are scientists who don't want a fair fight. These are scientists afraid of the fucking argument. It's that disgusting. These people pretending to be fucking scientists and they're behaving just like they were goddamn fucking mullahs in a fucking loony religion. Exactly like. This isn't any different than me living in Iran and trying to exercise my free speech. They're no fucking better. And you should find that appalling and disgusting. And if you can't find that appalling and disgusting, get what you fucking deserve and get the fuck out of my... Get out of here. If you're subscribed to me, unsubscribe or just say something and I'll block you. Please, fuck off if that's your attitude, that I should accept this bullshit. I should accept being a second-class citizen. I don't have the same fucking goddamn rights. Well, fuck that. And if you accept that, then it's bad on you, motherfucker. You're part of the problem, not part of the solution. You're fucking one of them. You placating bastards. Yeah, so let me get to the fucking Weasley comments. Oh, disgusting. Yeah. Alright. So this is some douchebag called Drained Eucalyptus. Whatever the fuck that could mean. So this comment wasn't even rational. Yeah, I won't bother showing the comments. It says, what do you believe in that's so beautiful? So what the fuck does that question even mean? It's so stupid. Let's see. How are you more selfless than others? What the fuck does that have to do with any of this subject? It's a physics fucking argument, you retard. What are you talking about? Are you really superior than everyone? Yeah, that's really the truth. I mean, it's really kind of obvious, right? It's in every fucking goddamn video. You all are saying rain is hobgoblin tears. And I'm trying to point out, no, it's not, moron. Okay, you are dumber than flat earthers, frankly. Your theories are dumber than flat earth. I mean, to believe it takes 25 times the fuel to go 5 times as fast is dumber than flat earth. Okay. You are the prime example of why the human should be. Yes. Honest. Okay, yeah, honest. That's what you should fucking be, you little weasel. And you should defend rights. And you should love a fair fight. And you should love a challenge. I took the challenge of saying, okay, go find a better answer to these physics questions than this loop-de-doo entanglement bullshit, this ESP particle nonsense. And I found the better answer, moron. And that's the absolute fucking fact, jackass. Okay, I highly doubt that. Well, fuck, do I give a fuck what you doubt? So yeah, fuck off. Oh, crap. Humans. Alright, Dark Endless, who is a big fan and I really appreciate. But alright, it's fine. I mean, I'm not, I was recently banned from Reddit for making Do Not God Physics 2. Well, when did you make this room? How could you make Do Not God Physics 2 when no one has even made Do Not God Physics 1? So this doesn't make any sense. Okay, but I'll leave that up. So you're going to have to explain something here. And the whole point is to chronicle this. There's no point in saying, well, I should have told you. It happened 3 weeks ago or something. The whole point is I need evidence of all this stuff where nobody's allowed to say these magical taboo words. These magical taboo science words you're not allowed to utter in the world. In all of these worldwide companies, they won't allow you to utter these fucking special science words. This is ridiculous. All right, so this guy says, Reddit is a well-known cesspool. Don't bother. Yeah, don't bother defending my fucking goddamn rights. Yeah, so guess what? You're blocked. Thank you. Fuck off. I mean, just amazing stupidity. Yeah, everybody just take it up the ass. Don't defend yourself. Don't fight for anything. Just take it up the ass. Yeah, you're only saying that because you haven't taken it up the ass yet, you fucking asshole. You're saying, yes, it's okay to rape me. Oh, but please don't rape you. Oh, you're such amazing turds. All right, anyway. Speaking from experience. So again, this is going to be another guy just defending this horseshit. Reddit is a good for discussing non-serious topics. Well, why would I discuss a non-serious topic? Why the fuck do you people go to Reddit for? What do you talk about exactly? Your toenail? Oh, toenail fungus would be sort of serious, so I guess that wouldn't count. Oh, what do they talk about? I don't know. How thick is, Tinkerbell's pubic hair? Oh, well, I don't know. That could be a little bit serious. What the fuck are you talking about, you fucking idiot? Anyway, it says, okay. topics, but once you discuss anything serious, you soon find that it is clinchy. I don't know what that is. Subs such as our politics, for example, are more about being popular than being insightful. So how is this observation of yours at all useful in this circumstance? So what does that mean? Oh, just don't bother. Don't bother fighting. Don't bother defending your right to access to an audience. Don't fucking be bothered that they can talk all they want about you and they can lie about you and you can't even make a comment defending yourself on their platform. No, that's not your fucking right. What are you talking about? Why are you defending yourself? I mean, fuck you. God damn, these people are just sacks of shit. So here's some fucking person called whatever. Drac blah 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 the Holly. It's something. Gary, does a ball 4 times the height of another identical ball have 4 times the potential energy? Ha 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 ha. The laughing icons. What is that? How the fuck again? I've illustrated as clear as you can. Okay, I've drawn the picture of it and everything else. There's absolutely nothing meaningful in 4 times the height in the sense it only takes twice the time to fall 4 times the height. It only takes twice the time. Do you understand? Twice the time. Oh, God, he's so fucking stupid. Let's see. Didn't know I was part of a global conspiracy. Well, how is it not a conspiracy? These are magic words. If anybody posts these magic words, they're right there on the screen. You see the magic words? They're right there. You can't post these magic words or else you get immediately, well, within 24 hours, you will be banned. Okay, and of course it will be deleted. That's what's going to happen. Because these magic words cannot be spoken. And you don't see any conspiracy. Yeah, well, you're pretty fucking dumb. Here's a thought to just a humble engineer. He calls himself a humble engineer. So here he is, an engineer, and he can't figure out that if you can't speak on any of the platforms where all the people are, like there's millions of people at Reddit, there's millions of people at Facebook, there's millions of people at these platforms. If you're not allowed to speak on any of those platforms, how the fuck could anybody ever hear you? And we already know that Google isn't going to make you available on the internet. Because the only websites that get available on the internet are the ones that get billions or millions of views. So you know you're invisible. You have no free access to any fucking audience. And you should just accept that. That's what you deserve. Because you're second class. That's all you're saying. And you should accept that. And I say, fuck you. Get what you deserve, you useless sack of shit. All right. Here, I thought I was just a humble engineer with basic common sense. You're a stupid motherfucking dupe. All right, and I'm going to prove that. So here, his name, let's do this again. It's is Dracula? No, DRACULA So he's a Holly. He's some sort of the Holly. Dracula, whatever, the Holly. So this motherfucker, okay, get him in the future. Okay, laugh at him. Put these little things on his tombstone and humiliate his grandchildren. Because that's what these kinds of assholes deserve. I mean, these petty, shitty little weasels, these stupid morons who sit there and say, you must believe what we believe. We, the fucking authorities. You're not an authority, and you're certainly not a human better. You're not better than me. You're not smarter than me. You haven't proven any of that, you weasel. Humble engineer, you think you know better. Well, you don't, you dumb fuck, and I'm going to prove that. Shit. All right, and then this little weasel said, Matthew, this was a while ago. Hargius, you answered your own question. The more info you feed it, the dumber it gets. So he's saying that about AI, which is, irrelevant. I mean, obviously the AI responses get, their noise to signal ratio. So the less information you give them, sometimes the better, because they can't make any mistakes if it's a very narrow amount of information. So I think it's more some kind of simple answer like that. But you didn't even bother taking the statement at all seriously, you stupid jerk. All right. So anyway. Oh, God, I just hate people. Hate them. I just absolutely hate people. But I need you. Okay, there needs to be some people willing to defend what's right. So again, if I have to, I'll go on the Amendum channel and ask one of them to man up and do the same thing that the brave little fairy did, and post this argument on Reddit. And we got to keep posting it and see just how far they'll go. Just how many people will they deny basic common rights to, okay, because they're afraid of a physics argument. They can't stand this being said to people. People aren't allowed to make this observation about physics. And that's all this is about, is their fear. The truth might come out and they can't handle it. All right, there are subreddits dedicated to toenail fungus. Yeah, well, I'm just saying there's subreddits dedicated to every subject on this planet except this one. Somehow this one, you can't say these magic words. Now, why is that? How is that even possible? How could those words, let me blow this up. How could these words be so horrible, so frightening, something to be so afraid of? Why this hysterical, insane reaction? All right. You've got to say to yourself, yes, this is ludicrous. Okay, this shouldn't happen. It shouldn't be possible that this has happened. All right, let's make this a little smaller. You can't really make texts. Hard to make text big enough to read. But I'll read it again, just for the hell of it. So I did make a website page. So there's a page, if you go to draftphysics.com, there's a link at the top that says something about Reddit, and then it links to this page where I have all the physics arguments that were banned. So this is all that was put on Reddit. There wasn't anything else put on Reddit, just these simple one-paragraph arguments about physics. Okay, and they had to ban the content, delete it from existence, and ban the person who posted it. Because this somehow can't be said. You're not allowed to make this observation. All right, so it says simple rocket experiment proving momentum is real energy and kinetic energy is a silly fable. The premise is simple. A rocket containing something as simple as compressed air produces a thrust, giving it momentum, a momentum. If you calculate the net total momentum of the particles of thrust, you will know exactly how much momentum the spacecraft will possess in the opposite direction. So Newton's third law works perfectly. Okay, it's mechanically sound. Whatever goes that way, you get the same amount going this way. Momentum will be perfectly conserved. If you calculate the kinetic energy of the thrust particles, you will calculate a useless number that will not predict the energy of the spacecraft's motion. The kinetic energy is not conserved, I should say by millions, right? It might be 1,000,000 times off. And there will be no reasonable explanation for where the missing energy is. I should say something like the 99.9999% of missing energy is. A solid proof for the fair and reasonable. So that's it in this image. Somehow you can't say this. So if somebody else will please post this as a subreddit, make a Reddit. I mean, the description of a Reddit would be right downstairs, a title and a room. Put this in the room, okay, and that's it. Just put this in the room, and then see what happens. I mean, it's just that's not that complicated, right? I mean, no Reddit ever gets banned just because somebody else posts garbage in it, right? I mean, you can't do anything about what people post, can you? So they can't blame the room for the fact that somebody posts nonsense into it, can they? No, they can't. So if this is all you post is this, well, then there shouldn't be a problem. There's no need to. Why should this have to be prohibited? Nobody can do this. You can't make this argument on the internet. And the fact is, you can't make this argument on the internet. I've been banned for life from Wikipedia for making this exact argument. This thrust argument was the argument that got me kicked off of Wikipedia. This very argument. All right, and you can't do it at Stack Exchange, and you can't do it at any forum on the internet. You can't say these words. And nobody should find that acceptable. That nobody can make this argument. You can make all kinds of arguments, but you can't make this argument. And that's what I'm looking for. So I'm looking for somebody to stand up and say, yes, I get it. I hate your guts. I don't even like you, Gary, but you're right. And this is just bullshit. Science, this is not science. Science should not be afraid of this argument. It shouldn't even be possible that we could even imagine it would be afraid of this argument. I mean, this couldn't, if I tried to sell this kind of bullshit as a movie script, that the scientists were afraid of this argument, so nobody, everybody say, well, that's an insane plot flaw. Why would the scientists be afraid of a fucking argument? That's ridiculous. Scientists are afraid? It's too silly. But it's a fact. An absolute proven fact. Proven over and over again. Let's just get a little bit more proof. All right, so the fact is, I didn't get an email. You know, they blocked the content, made it disappear, didn't send me any email notice. They blocked my account, didn't send me any email notice, no right to appeal, no nothing. Okay, and they did the same thing to the fairy guy. So let's see if we can get him to do the same thing to somebody else. So we'll have lots of evidence of people being treated completely different, okay, not having any fair access, okay, and it'll just be a clear-cut case for the judge to decide that clearly, yes, it's a complete demonstration of discrimination, and it's just fundamentally unacceptable that some speech is protected speech and some speech isn't. That somehow this science speak isn't protected speech. You are not allowed to have these kind. I can't say this on a street corner. I can't. They're allowed to ban me. Okay, is what we want. Is some sort of statement that this is somehow obscene. This is a threat to the public. These words are a threat to the mind of humankind. They cannot hear these words. These magical fucking words cannot be spoken. This is so fucking bullshit. And it's happened over and over again. Like, there's got to be a point where somebody stands up and says, no, let's not keep putting up with this shit. So I don't know if I'll bother trying to find a lawyer. So somebody knows some site where you can just post an argument and a bunch of lawyers bid on taking your case. That would be interesting. I'm not going to, I don't want to be going through a whole bunch of work of soliciting law firms. But yes, I mean, the end result is I'm probably just going to have to do it all myself again. It's bullshit. Like I said, it's for them to be able to talk, to use they're not even using draft physics, but they are. And they are using, all of my website names, in Mendham, all of the my identity names, and they're using my own name. And somebody is allowed to post shit about me, and I'm not allowed to even post this physics question. I didn't post shit about anybody. I didn't even argue with those assholes. But somehow they're allowed to do that, okay? To argue I did something, or I committed a crime, I did shit, and I can't say anything in my own defense on their platform. I mean, nobody can defend that. I mean, nobody decent can defend that. You have to be just a scum. You have to be just scum to say, oh no, you shouldn't have a right to speak on a platform that's speaking about you. That they can talk about me and I can't defend myself. I mean, that's as bullshit as you can get. Alright. Yeah, that's pretty much good enough for now. Yeah, so we'll see. Let's see if there's anything in the chat. Okay, message deleted. It's not okay. Do not impose. I got banned from Reddit for posting violent stuff. So, that's not good. Yeah, right. Let's see. I'm trying to make a Gmail account to make another Reddit account, but Gmail is being weird about it. Yeah, I don't have any interest in. So if you've been banned, I don't have any interest in you making another account. Don't do that. So if there's some reason you can't use your account, or you have already been previously banned, I have no interest in you doing me this favor, because you're just breaking the overt rules. No point. So yes, I need somebody to volunteer who has a legitimate right to have an account at Reddit. I mean, if I was going to say it's acceptable, I can get a VPN. I can do, I could make a fake account, but I'm not going to do that. I've never done it in my life, so why should I start doing it now, right? I don't break rules overtly. I don't do any of that shit. The FBI is watching me, right? So I know also that why would I do that? Because it would be on the record somewhere. But I mean, I've never done it. I've never made a sock account in my life. Okay, it's not what I do. It's not my. It's not some kind of idea that I have in my head that that's what good people do is they cheat. I don't cheat. So, yeah, so we have to have somebody else come forward, hopefully. So, my email, you just email me if you're willing. And you just have to be able to just record what takes place in the sense that, you post it, you take a screenshot of it, and then you wait for them to put the banner that on it that says it's banned for no fucking reason. And then give you no reason. Send you no email, just ban it. Send you no appeal, no right to argue. Just, they're going to just say these words can't be spoken. Nobody can make this observation. It's a taboo science observation. And this is just going to the fact that these arrogant, obnoxious, shitty scientists who make all of these videos, debunking all of the pseudoscience and all of the all the poor flat, the retarded flat earthers. They're so pretentious, and here they are just as bad. They're just running, like liars. They are, just running away from having to account for a simple argument. And the fact is, the simple argument is impossible for them to explain in any other terms than, yes, you're completely right. Our science is silly and ludicrous. It doesn't make any sense at all. How the fuck can kinetic energy be real energy when it can't move a spaceship in space? The simplest thing you can possibly do with energy is move something in empty space, make it go. And kinetic energy can't make anything go in space. Whether you expel it as thrust, as exhaust, or whether you if I hit the spaceship with something, it won't matter. I can't convey the kinetic energy ever. Only the momentum. The only thing you can ever transfer is the momentum. It's true for bowling pins too, so that's just so ironic because, if you throw an 8-pound ball 16 miles an hour versus a 16-pound ball 8 miles an hour, one of them has twice as much energy. But the fact is, all you can give the pins is momentum. You can't give the pins anything else but momentum. So you're still stuck. The pins have to move the same exact amount because the only thing you can give them is the momentum. You can never convert the kinetic energy, ever. It can never do any work. But yeah, there's just... I've said, before, I've had all kinds of blocking embargoes and all kinds of things. And it's like, there's part of me that just says, I just block every fucking person that subscribes because so many of you are completely clueless. You just have no, this is all some kind of show. You're just watching this for the drama or the bullshit. You don't give a shit about anything. It's ridiculous. Why the fuck would I want these people as my subscribers? When they don't really understand that physics is important. These are some really important subjects, how the universe actually works. This wooey bullshit, this wooey religious theory, versus the cold, harsh, brutal reality of determinism and a mechanical, clocky system. That's what the universe is. You're a robot, motherfucker. That's an important fact. We all need to understand that, or you're not going to understand your place in this shit. And it bugs the fuck out of me that you people are just too stupid for that argument. You don't realize that there's no more important subject than this subject. Yeah. If you can't get this stuff right, you're not going to get anything else right. Fundamentally. And it's sort of observed. I'm just saying, obviously you people can't even get simple things right, like free speech rights and stuff. These should be arguments that are so long dead, that we would never go back to the 1960s and have, signs that say your kind can't eat here. You're not allowed to speak here. You're a second-class citizen. You don't get rights. You don't have rights. The fact to go back to that shit, amazing. and all led by heroes like Puro. You know, these liberal flag waving ass wipes. You know, who create this idiocracy. You know, those scumbags who stir up, you know, this fear energy, like, oh, they're gonna say something against our sacred Babel. You know, they're gonna attack our silly religion, our silly gooey fables. You know, yuck, what a puke. All right, so I mean, I could show you the other arguments. I guess we could just go over these, but you know, it didn't take more than one. You know, the fact is, it's not going to take more than one argument to get you banned. Just posting this one argument will get you banned. As simple as it is, harmless as it is, it'll get you banned. You know, because they've decided any of this getting, you know, any of this that seeps through, okay, will destroy them eventually. Because these arguments are rock solid. They don't have any counter argument. And it makes their physics look ridiculous. And they know it. And that's why they're doing this. It's because they know once this cat, so to speak, gets out of the bag, it's going to scratch them all to pieces. You know, they're going to rule the day, however that phrase goes. All right, so that, yeah, that useless sack of shit, Valerie Risto, the little querio, Valerie Rousseau, he sent me, okay, the silly little turd sent me an email, you know, with more of his little crap he posted. So he claims he didn't deface the art, though. He just posted it on his website because somebody else had already done it for him. Somebody already modified, you know, my penis for him, okay. And then he felt privileged to have the honor of being able to post it on his little raggy page. You know, that's the kind of shit he's saying. All right, so this is this liar, right? So just like physicist Michael, who said he was going to do the Newton's cradle experiment, never did it. This weasel is doing the same thing, right? We asked, he said, I'm going to do the 4 rubber band experiment, right? So we know he falsified the 2 rubber band experiment. So he falsified it, faked it, okay? It's just obvious. And now he claimed he was going to do this 4 rubber band experiment. They have the air track, right? So let's understand. He has complete access to all these tools, all these science tools, and he won't do any of these experiments. And the reason why he won't do them is because they will prove he's full of shit, and that's the absolute fact. And so this weasel said he was going to do it. He hasn't done it. It's 2 weeks later. He hasn't done a damn thing. So he's obviously not going to do the experiment, or he obviously did the experiment and found, oh, I can't cheat it. It's too hard for him to cheat the experiment, because the results are so fucking fundamentally not what he claims them to be. So anyway, he claims this playful dinner guy 449 isn't him, but clearly it's him. Okay, everything the guy posts has Valerie Rousseau's name on it. So, you know, but we know these got sock accounts. So we know it's all sock account bullshit, okay? These are just a clan of people. They upvote each other's nonsense. It's all a conspiracy. It's all cheating. Yeah, it's just so fucking fake and phony. All right, so let me think. Where the hell? I guess I have to go to the email. Okay, so let's go there. Yeah, he sent, so he there's something, you know, goofy going on where his email somehow got corrupted, or he's afraid of his email or something. So there's some sort of bullshit he's playing with his email address, claiming that he can't use his regular email address anymore. So he sent me an email, okay, using my forum, and he's done that before. Let's see, where the fuck is it? Damn, I hope I didn't delete it. No, there. No, that's not it. I better not have deleted it. It's going to be here somewhere. Oh, here it is. From Dr. Valerie Rousseau. Regarding your latest live video at 22:38, you got it wrong. It was not me who photoshopped your artwork. Yeah, bullshit. So I made that accusation, 3 months ago? And he waits till now to say he didn't do the photoshopping? I mean, what a pile of shit. And what's the difference anyway, right? I mean, who does this? Who Who steals somebody's artwork and modifies it and then posts it as, some sort of attack against them? I mean, who does that? It's such weaselly behavior. So it doesn't matter. But anyway, is it really photoshopped? So he's implying that somehow it's not, which is just, again, just absolute bullshit. So you should complain to the author of that post. No, I'm going to complain to your employers, okay, when I sue the university that's financing your silly behavior. And then we'll find out. Look, all of this will be found out. That's the great thing about a lawsuit, at least, is all of the activity of this playful dinner guy, they'll have to show me. And they'll have to show me all of your activity, anything on your IP address. I'm going to have access to, motherfucker. All right. And the one you can see on my website is only a link to that picture he's hosting. So it doesn't matter. You posted it on your website, okay? And you posted lies about me on your website. That's all stuff you did. All right, and you have to take responsibility for that, you fucking weasel, you lying sack of shit. You're a fucking physics professor, and what are you doing this shit in the first place for? What the fuck is wrong with you, you sick kook? God damn it. Let's see, he also posted it on Quora. So yes, it's just more evidence that somehow these people, I'm banned from Quora too, by the way. Because, well, frankly, I'm not going to have an account where you're auto-docked, right? You're doxing yourself to have a Quora account, right? You can't have an account unless you publish under your name. Well, I wasn't going to publish under my name, where I copied the link. Yeah, bullshit. Anyway, by the way, have you ever heard the proverb? Now, why would I care what a proverb, right? So this is, again, more religious shit. And yes, he who sows the wind reaps the whirlwind. And yeah, they often say this is like inherit the wind. They inherit the whirlwind. Okay, so your kids are going to see that you're going to be humiliated, motherfucker. You're going to be a humiliation to your sons. Okay, that their father was a weak, girly, little pussy. Okay, who couldn't make an honest argument and couldn't fight an honest fight and had to cheat. And you're going to be proven a cheater, you fuck. So yeah, just wait for the whirlwind, fucker. It's not done blowing yet, right? The wind isn't done blowing yet, fucker. All right. As I told you multiple times, you should have thought twice. So that's like a threatening comment. Why the fuck? I didn't think twice about anything. I made physics arguments, you fucking weasel. Again, this asshole thinks he can threaten people if they make an argument saying you're wrong. If I say this Valerie Rousseau is a dumb, ignorant motherfucker, I'm not allowed to say that. He's going to make me pay for saying that. Well, fuck you. That's not your right, jackass. And so why do you keep fucking emailing me, you fucking piece of dirt? I have no interest in a conversation with you. You are not an acceptable human being. You're a lying, cheating piece of fucking goddamn scuzz. You literally belong in jail. Because you have no respect for the boundaries. You fucking loon. Alright, enough of that. But why is this fucker emailing me? This fucking doxing fucking terrorist. Why is this fucking terrorist emailing me? Especially under this circumstance where I am under FBI investigation. Because you're doing it right in front of the FBI. As I told you multiple times, you should have thought twice. Thought twice about what? Making a physics argument saying you are wrong. I should think twice. Fuck you! God, what a weasel. So he's part of this. He's a major part of this. He doesn't think these simple physics arguments should be made. Nobody should be allowed to make these arguments. He's for suppressing it, stopping it. Nobody should be able to speak these words, the taboo words, that physics might be a bullshit science. Yeah, you're not allowed to say that. Oh, God, they're such weasels. All right, let's see what we got here. Let's see. I might hate people more than amend them. I might hate people more than I mend them. I don't know what that even means, but I want to go back further. Oh, it's just whatever. All right. Okay. What violent stuff, buddy? So what does that mean? Okay. Oh, you're talking to Buddy? Well, you shouldn't call people Buddy. But anyway, can I be a mod? Well, what the hell does that even mean? Mod for what? What do you need to mod? There's always 4 people here at the most at any one time. What do you need to mod? Anyway, no, you can't be a mod until I actually need a mod. Alright, it's not useful to get into here. Yeah, that's right, it's not useful to get to anywhere. So yes, you'll probably be best if you just toddled off. So maybe I should just say that, just toddle off. Violent people should toddle off. Okay, so we'll read the rest of your comments and then I'll toddle you off. Okay, I mean, it's just, after all the bullshit that's going on, you're what? You really think you have a right to have an individual, to declare war against everybody on Earth and have like a real war, and that's going to work out for you? You can't have a war until you have like real civil war numbers. You have to have 49 people and they have 51 people, that kind of thing. Then you have a civil war. All right, let's see. It's not useful getting to a scale of 1 to 10. What does that mean? Please, why are you inquiring of him? Please, why? 5 million. What does that mean? 0, that's bad. Okay, I don't know. I might hate people more than amend them. So anyway, let's just get rid of this guy. Why, these people are just amazing. Why did you interact with him? Why? What do you think the purpose of that would be? Oh, I'm going to inquire him what he meant by I have all kinds of violent inclinations. No, you don't have a conversation with somebody who says I have lots of violent inclinations. Shit. Unless you're a therapist. Alright. Let's see. Bad. Okay, so it was all a waste of time here. I never even had YouTube account until I saw your channel. So I don't know what that even means, but I don't... You're fine. Good. I'm glad. I don't know. Do you have one now that you do something with? I mean, what's the difference? Having an account and doing nothing with it, the two things don't make much sense. But anyway, show us. So what does that mean? Set up the thing yet. Do not impose set up the thing yet. So I don't know what that even means. Make me mod. Why? I don't understand what you're talking about. Make you mod where? On somewhere else? I don't know what you're doing. But it's a waste of my time, I think. I know, but it's worth a try. I'm so disappointed. My 5 minutes of fame are gone. Yeah, I don't even know what that means. I got both. My physics post on Reddit got me banned. I got both of my physics post on Reddit got me banned. I know, we're just saying so, but I mean, you have to have some sort of evidence of it. It's no use to me. I need evidence of it. You have to have real name of the room. You have to tell me when it was banned. You have to, have some sort of record of this so I can actually use it as evidence. Don't impose said he was going to make a new subreddit, apparently. Yeah, okay, fine. I'm just saying, I don't want somebody. He already pointed out that he got kicked off. And he didn't have an account, and then he agreed. Oh, okay, I get it. I can't make an account because I'm already, I already got kicked off. So why would I want him to make an account when he's already been kicked off, and you're not allowed to make an account after you've been kicked off? It means don't say your subscribers aren't interested in your physics. It means don't say your subscribers aren't interested in your physics. I'm just saying, the vast majority. I mean, okay, so there's 3 of you. Do I always have to say, oh, okay, except for the 3 people? Do I always have to say that? I mean, I get a video with 300 views, and I have to say, well, 3 of them, really understand the content, are here for some legitimate purpose. And I can't point out that this is dismal. That, 1 in 1,000, people watching my videos might care about any of this. No, that's dismal. It's I just don't even know what to say. Again, this whole thing, like I said, I read you some of the comments. I mean, I had deleted already a couple of the comments, but I mean, people just make excuses. They're just saying, well, that's the way Reddit is. Too bad. They're all okay with it. Nobody should fight for anything. Nobody should do a damn thing. We should all just, again, take it up the ass. I I can't find anything inside of me that says, "Oh, gee, I just want to be such buddies with you people. You know, you're just my kind of people. Give uppers, do nothingers. No, you're not my kind of people." Exactly the opposite of my kind of people. I mean, the whole thing. I mean, the whole reason why I'm on the internet is because I'm not a give-in or I wouldn't be on the internet for any other reason. I came on the internet to make arguments, to fix things, to fight for rights. The right to die. That was one of the first subjects I brought up when I came on the internet 25 years ago. Well, on YouTube. I was already on the internet with websites, fighting to stop Google. I was there right at the very beginning saying Google is evil. Right from the very beginning saying it's a trap. Don't, it's a trap, it's a trap. And it was clearly a trap to destroy the internet. And it worked. Wipe out all the competition. The most uncapitalist thing you can do. Wipe out all the competition. It's just disgusting. How this world has just turned into such shit. Disgusting. Alright, so let's see where else we are. So again, I need somebody to email me if they wish to help out. And, just post. Again, it's really simple. You just post the title in the title box. You post the text. You post the image. Really simple. Not hard to do. And see what happens. Let's see. Do physicists like blue moonshine make you miss people like Hotherday by comparison? Why miss Hotherday right away? I mean, frankly, Hotherday was getting so close to being on my side. I mean, I almost had him converted, frankly. He's so close. And yeah, he just gave up, and that's just too bad. But he had to learn the same lesson I did, is that there is really no justice. And so, you can't, there's me as a kid, like I said, you always thought that there's always a backstop. There's always the Supreme Court. There's always some place you can go where you will get justice. And it just doesn't exist anymore. And so, Hotherley got wrapped up in his legal battle, and they cheated him and, just destroyed all will to live inside of him. And so I totally understand that, because I totally understand having to bang up against the brick wall and have to keep pushing back into the brick wall again and back into the brick wall again. And so I understand all that. But, Hotherley was more my comrade than anybody else's. I know that. But he just couldn't. He's another guy who just wasn't going to admit that, oh yeah, I was duped for 40 years. He just didn't want to have to admit that he didn't see this obvious argument that this kinetic energy thing is just crap. I mean, he already knew it to some, like I said, I never forgot one video he made where he actually said, that kinetic energy formula really doesn't make much sense. He said words just like that. Anyway, I hate to see you have to go through this kind of shit. Yeah, it's all shit. It's always shit. It's just a whole life of shit going. Plowing shit. That's all I've done my whole life, is have to plow shit. I will post the argument, and if you move forward with the lawsuit, I will donate. Let me know how I can help, and I will. That's just excellent. Thank you. So just email, and then, we'll make, like I said, they'll have the room link in this video. So there should be whatever to this video, and it has like a room title and then some text about what the room is about, that kind of thing. And then just post this simple one comment. And I guess this time we'll just leave it alone, and we'll just say in the main text, I'll rewrite the main text, and you just say in the main text, the person who originated this argument is perfectly willing and will counter all your arguments, but Reddit won't allow those responses to be published. So you're just going to have to find out where they are on the internet, because Reddit won't allow that person to speak on this platform. You know, some kind of thing like that. Because it's just bullshit. There's no reason for anything. There's no reason for the room to be annihilated. Certainly, the room didn't break any of the rules. And it's just insane that... So, you know, what's the argument here? Nobody can say anything I say. So if somebody says something very similar to me, like if we change 4 words, well, how many words do we have to change? You know, but nobody else can have the same idea or defend the same idea. So if I say something, then nobody on earth can ever say it again. And if they post it in a Reddit room, they're going to get banned because I said it once. You know, is that the test we should do? Should we take exact you know, text from some of my videos and then put it on Reddit and see if we can get those exact words banned for life? I mean, this is how ludicrous this whole thing is. It's just too silly. All right. So anyway, so yes, so do email me. And so we do this right so I can, you know, take some screenshots and we know exactly what they do. Because again, if they're going to ban you without even sending an email, I mean, that's the worst part, right? They're not even giving you any indication that there's some appeal you can make. I mean, there's just no indication you have any rights at all. All right. Okay, so yes, the theoretical physics section obviously wouldn't be theoretical in the sense of anybody else. So I posted in hypothetical. But I'm just saying, it doesn't matter what you did if you didn't record any of it. So you don't have any emails or you don't have any record of it. It's not of much use. All right, I'm donating to the lawsuit. Well, wait till the lawsuit starts. But anyway, as well, Moonshine is subhuman. Well, he's a monkey. Yeah, he's a fucking retarded, emotionally disturbed 15-year-old. His kids are older than him. You know, I bet his kids are more mature than he is. You know, and he's a little prancer too. He likes the ballroom dance. Okay, sorry, I shouldn't throw that in, but it is just so ridiculous. Oh God, it's creepy. It's like Men in Drag or something. Sorry, it still always bothers me. No, nothing personal. Like I said, go ahead and do it. I'm just saying, I just don't find it interesting. Like, you know, I grew up with Milton Berle. You know, Milton Berle in drag, and it was just fucking creepy as fuck. All right. And the moderators have banned my post. So you keep... Okay, so I get it. I'm just saying there's no point in telling me because you don't... Unless you have a record of it. So you have to have some kind of record of it. All right. I'm waiting for them to respond to my appeal, which could take a day. Yeah, well, you know, they're not going to respond. But anyway, yes, okay, good. I don't even know how you made the appeal. That's the part I would find interesting. So it's... I mean, I wish you could make a video or something just to explain all the process. But I'm just saying there was nothing... You saw it. I mean, I showed you. They provided me no information about what happened and why it happened. There was nothing indicating what comment, what anything was the cause of the problem. Absolutely no information. Just banned. With no appeal, no argument, nothing about who did it. I mean, this whole idea that they can do this, that they can ban people and they don't even let you know who, what authority took this responsibility. And again, for what trespass? This is not... I didn't do anything violent. I didn't do anything dirty or suggestive or underhanded in any way. So how could they justify this shit? All right. It was just titled Argument for Conventional Modern Physics. It was a discussion board. It was a discussion board. I just don't know. I'm just saying there's no point in you keep telling me in this little chat thing what it was. I have to see what it was to understand it, and I have to know, you know, there's some sort of record of what they exactly banned and what exactly happened. So if you don't have any record of it, it's just not interesting. I mean, I'm sorry. I mean, you should have at least told me. You know, you should have sent me an email saying, "Oh, okay, I posted I posted an argument that had the little sniff of your physics on it." And they scooped it out and decided to block me, you know, because they detected that I was saying something nice about you or something. But there's got to be people who got to fight for rights. There's just I just can't believe that everybody's just willing to just say, okay, let's just give them all away. And these are scientists. Again, we're fighting against science. Science doesn't want somebody to freely speak these arguments. They find this somehow totally unacceptably offensive because I'm saying they're wrong, and nobody can say they're wrong. That's it. Right? That's what they're basically saying. You can't do that. We will destroy you if you attempt to do that. If you attempt to argue we are wrong, we will silence you. We will use our cabal powers to disenfranchise you, to put a scarlet letter on you. Sub-citizen. You're no longer an American. You're no longer entitled. You're no longer deserve any rights. We can shut you up. And that's all they're doing. And they're scientists doing this. Let's see. That's why I have my old Smith and Wesson. I said, what the hell are you doing? Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Oh, God. Yeah, go ahead. Do you have your F-15 all warmed up in the backyard, too? You got some cruise missiles? What else do you have, bud? Oh, I just can't believe you do things that are just, I'm saying, how could this guy be on my side? Oh, Jesus Christ. I mean, he's one of these, hey, you pull the gun out of my dead, rotting hands, guys. Yeah, I'm going to so win the war with my, bullet shooter. Because I know the physics. Yeah, the bullet has a whole bunch of kinetical energy, and so it'll blow up whole giant. I shoot one bullet, and the Empire State Building will explode. Because I'll have my bullet, annihilator. I'm sorry, but it's just ridiculous. Oh, I just can't. The only thing a gun is good for is blowing your brains out. There's no other use for it than to get the hell out of here quickly. Oh, fuck. It's just, especially now. I mean, criminals can't even touch you now, right? You just get a $3 camera and, you pretty much stop the criminals because you can videotape everything. I mean, all these criminals are getting caught all the time now, with everybody's doorbell camera. You can watch every place they go, everything they do. So, yeah, it's sort of game over. I don't know what kind of joke that is. I don't even know what the joke is. So, let's see. The guy, Dark Endless, said something, and somebody else said, and then you said, that's why I have my old Smith and Wesson beside me at all times. I don't know how that's a joke. I don't know how to take that as a joke. Oh, God, yeah, you really are like if we ever met, you really are like the exact opposite of me, right? I don't know, maybe your head's and then your ass is, I don't know, something, right? But we're like exact opposites. My arms are where your legs are and vice versa or something. Because, yeah, it's funny. Oh, God, I just... But anyway, I just, again, I'm still grateful. I mean, he's the only man who could stand up. He stood up and he said, yes, I'll take it. I'll go ahead and risk my account for justice. And that's a beautiful thing. I mean, so, ignore all my sarcasms. It's just, heroes are beautiful things. I love watching heroes do heroic things. That's just beautiful. Somebody for no reason, no personal advantage. Okay, is just going out there and saying, okay, I'll carry that little flag and I'll, play a little blue boogle and we'll go on a charge and we'll save the day. It's just a beautiful thing. So, we're just going to have to hope that we can find a couple more people willing to do the beautiful thing. So then we have a whole bunch of evidence. We'll just have a whole bunch of evidence that, yes, this is clearly just bullshit. That they have made these magical words, okay, somehow are a violence, against the existence of the authorocratics, and that's just all about maintaining their lie. They have a little lie fable. They're making big bucks on it. They're controlling the world in a sense with these big lies of their fake science. And, And that's all it is, though. It's lies. All right. I guess we'll do some physics break or something here. Yeah, I don't think there's much else I can do. I was playing last night's video, and there's some great stuff in that video, frankly. I mean, it was a nice rant. You know, it was a really good rant about, the whole subject. And so it did fire me up a little, I guess, just saying, yeah, I ought to take my own advice. Yeah, you just can't take this bullshit. You can't just let them get away with it. Gotta fight. All right. So the other thing is, okay, like all constant forces, objects collect gravitational influence in units of time, not units of distance. And it's just so obvious. It's like every single constant force does this. It's units of time. How long you're in the wind will decide how much wind you collect. How much you're in the rain, how long you're in the rain decides how wet you get. How long your boat is in the stream, okay, decides how far it goes downstream. I mean, it's the rule for all constant forces. All right, gravity doesn't produce kinetic energy. Okay, photons flying from the sun provide a good analogy to gravity. They obey the inverse square law, and they produce the effect of sunburn based on how long you're exposed to their force. So there's just no other way to say it. You can't pretend that you could move up or down, or you could move sideways or left or right, or do any kind of movement and change how much suntan you'll get, because you won't. And the only thing that'll decide how much suntan you get is how long are you exposed to the force. That's it. And it's just like paint spray. So if I got a paint sprayer and spraying paint, and I stick an object in the spray, it's just about how long it's in the spray. That decides how much paint gets on it. Nothing else. All right. Well, let's see. How wide a stream? Let's see. If you cross a river and... Let's see. If you want to cross a river and not be dragged downstream, you must move quickly through the water. How wide the stream is will mean little in comparison to how quickly you cross. So, yes, the distance matters, but it doesn't matter at all, essentially, if you can move quickly enough. So if you can move quickly than the force moves, frankly, yeah, you won't be affected by the force at all. So, with a wind that blows slowly, 30 miles an hour, you could actually move much quicker and almost collect zero wind. But obviously gravity is moving the speed of light, so, you have to go faster than the speed of light to collect no light. But the fact is you're going to collect some gravity, even if you're going to but it's this tiny amount. And the real thing that's going to decide is how long it takes you to get across. So the quicker you go across, the less you get pushed downstream. The slower you go across, the more you get pushed downstream. Simple rule, simple fact. Absolute fact. All right, so gravity isn't 9.8 meters per second, or seconds squared. It's 9.8 meters per second of added velocity collected in 1 second units. In each 1 second, you are freely collecting the force. So it's 9.8 meters per second over 1 second. It's in 1 second units. You get 9.8 every 1 second. Okay, not seconds. 1 second. And these are absolute facts. This is what Galileo figured this shit out, right? It wasn't 9.8 meters, it was 16 French feet, but same difference. All right, if you fall 4 units of distance, you are going half your velocity after 1/4 of the trip. So this is obviously Galileo's 1, 3, 5, 7, just kind of pointing out that as you accrue velocity, 9.8 plus 9.8 plus 9.8, yes, you're going faster and faster for free. And then you still only get one extra little 9.8. That's all you get each second. It's just 9.8. That's all. One little jump. So after 4 seconds, you're going 40. After 5 seconds, you're going 50. It's that simple. Is that obvious? All right. Let's see. If you fall 4 units of distance, you're going to half your velocity after only 1/4 of the trip, which will only be 1/2 of the 2 units of time. So there's only going to be 2 units of time. So it's 4 units of distance, 2 units of time. You only collected 2 units of velocity. So obviously you only collected 2 units of force. All right. 4 units of distance only takes 2 units of time and only produces 2 units of velocity. That's all you get, 2 units of velocity. There's no physical evidence that 2 units of velocity is 4 units of force. So that's the silly part. okay, or 4 units of energy, or the ability to do 4 units of work. So this, I should also put up the scale argument. You put a 1 mass on the scale and it weighs 1 unit of energy, and then you put a second 1 mass on, and all of a sudden it's 2 units of weight, but it's supposed to be 4 units of energy. How to do that? How does the same exact act, the same action, 1 unit of energy, I do the same action a second time, it's 3 units of energy? How is that possible? But that's their physics. That's how silly it is. And it's amazing that none of you people can first figure out how right I am, that obviously I'm making very good arguments and their counter arguments suck. And then, on top of that, you won't defend it. You're saying it's okay if they just tell these fables, tell these silly stories about how it takes 25 times the fuel to go 5 times as fast, when it never happens. Spinning a motor, it doesn't happen. Generator in Niagara Falls, I spin the generator twice as fast, it only creates twice the electricity. Not 4 times. I spin it 3 times as fast, it only makes 3 times the electricity. Not 9 times. The argument should be over. Right there. You should all just say, yeah, I get it. Wow, they're way off. You're right. They're obviously wrong. They have no evidence for their wacky theory. But you're not. Yeah, you don't show up. So nobody here. Okay. So I guess we are low on commenters. Let's see how many people are here. It is sad that it really is such a... look, 15. There's 15 current. I've never had 15. That's like my record. 15 current views, and there's nobody saying anything. It's like, come on, people. 15 viewers. They should be saying something. Bastards. Yeah, just disappointing. So anyway, I'll just do another physics argument, and I'll see if you say anything. See if anybody can say anything useful. I farted. Thank you. That's very good. See, that's the part. I would never do that. I just, you're a much funnier person than me, because even though I'm pretty funny, I would never try to be funny. Yeah, okay, with that kind of joke. Oh, God. All right. What if kinetic energy theorem was a fable? So simple enough. The theory predicts that it takes 25 times the fuel to move or spin something 5 times as fast. Now, it's a basic in the theory. I mean, it's saying it takes 100 times the gasoline to go 100 miles an hour. That's what it's saying. Okay, so if you go compared to 10 miles an hour to 100 miles an hour, you're going to use 100 times the gasoline. That's their theory, and it's nowhere even close. I mean, it's not even 10 times. You're not even going to use 10 times the gas to go 100 miles an hour. So it's so far off. It's like 500% off or whatever the number. It's just a huge percentage off. Their prediction is way off. It's not a little bit off. It's way off. And I have to keep making this argument. So there's absolutely no evidence anywhere on this planet of anything like this. So there's no evidence whatsoever that it takes 25 times the fuel to make something go 5 times as fast. And there's certainly no evidence that it takes 100 times the fuel to go 10 times as fast. Nothing like that. And they keep claiming it, and you keep believing it, and I keep saying, how can you fucking believe it? You've seen no evidence. They won't respond with any evidence, and they'll ban you for even suggesting this question, for even entering the, posing the question is a crime. All right, I've never seen a physical experiment showing anything like that. So it's just an honest statement, right? So nobody's allowed to say that statement. If somebody posts that statement, okay, so let's just say we cut the whole thing down to just that, okay, and that's all they post. So if they just post the words, the theory predicts 25 times the fuel to move or spin something 5 times as fast. I've never seen a physical experiment showing anything like that. There, if we post that, can they ban you for that sentence? Is that legitimate? They should ban you because you just said what was your honest observation in life, that you've never seen anything like that. So anybody who says, I've never seen anything like that, they should be banned. That's the standard you people are defending. Oh, okay. Yeah, whatever. Has anyone ever seen it take 9 times the fuel to move something 3 times as fast? So there, I made it a little easier for them. But still, It's still so far from the truth, right? This idea that it takes nine springs compressed to go 3 times as fast. So one spring compressed makes you go 1 unit of velocity, and to go 3 times the speed, you're going to need 9 springs. That's their argument. No, you're not. Okay, it never happens. It's just silly. Let's see. Is there any recorded evidence showing quadratic increase in work done by things moving twice as fast, or 3 times as fast, or 4 times as fast, or 5 times as fast? So the simple argument, even if I just took that sentence, so is there there's any recorded evidence in the history of mankind? Have we ever recorded any evidence of the water wheel going twice as fast, making 4 times the energy? Or the water wheel going 3 times as fast, making 9 times the energy? Is there any recorded event where this thing actually happens? And there absolutely isn't. There's no recorded evidence of this ever happening. But I can't say that. I'm not allowed to say there's no recorded evidence of this ever happening. All right. Can anyone link to any good, credible physical evidence? So that's a simple enough question, right? Is that asking too much? So you're not allowed to ask the question, can anyone link to any good, credible physical experimental evidence? Question mark. That's a crime. I've now just committed a Reddit crime. If I did that on Reddit, I've committed a crime. I should be abused. Okay, they should put up a thing saying, you are banned for life, you scummy human. You must agree to our terms of use and do this and do that and click OK before we'll even let you view our website because you are such an evil fucker. You're evil. Evil. You've committed an evil crime. You've questioned physics? You're not allowed to do that. No, it's just, this is so sick and stupid. So I even posted after this thing had seen almost 1,000 views and there was 100 comments posted, I added this little bit of text. Not a single person willing to simply admit there's no credible evidence. So they won't admit that, yes, it's true. I can't show you that fact. So evidence that it requires 25 times the fuel to move something 5 times as fast. They won't admit that obvious fact that there is no evidence. You can't find a single video recording of any experiment on this planet anywhere where it records this event happening, where it takes 25 times the fuel to make something go 5 times as fast. And they won't admit it. But it's an obvious fact because no one can find the evidence. No one. All right, not one of them could say something honest like science should produce that evidence, right? So if the science is going to claim it's true, they should be able to show you it's true. And that's what nobody wants to talk about here, is that we're not entitled to show me evidence. And that's disgusting. All right, so no new comments and such. Let's see. Redditors are janitors with superiority complex. Well, it's not really useful, but thank you. Yeah. I mean, I don't care what they are. What they are is fascists. And, fascists are like Nazis. They're like, they think they're better. And they think they have a right to have privileges that you don't have. And that's what they're really about. I'm not allowed to have the same speaking rights as they're allowed to have. Because somehow my words aren't as good as theirs. Mine are dirty somehow. I can't say the word spacecraft, or I can't say the word rocket, or I'm saying these words, and when I say them, they're somehow dirty and evil. But when they say them, to make their silly little religious arguments, and to make their dogmatic declarations about how you must believe in entanglement, or you must believe in this horseshit, then the words are special and sacred. So you're really just not, again, there's no point in saying Redditors are. You're saying human beings are, okay? Because it's the whole fucking, you got to understand, these communities are really communities. That this really is how the internet kind of works, that these are mobs. And we're not supposed to give our rights away to mobs. We're not supposed to be a bunch of vigilante separatists, okay, who are just going to violate each other's liberties. And the irony is that it's a bunch of physicists who are behaving like the ignorant Christians. They're behaving like a desperately powerless minority who's been abused or something. You know what I'm saying? They have no abuse rights. Physics hasn't been abused. And they're doing exactly what the Inquisition did. They're trying to shut Galileo up. You know, I mean, yes, I'm going to say I'm basically doing a parallel role to a Galileo. I'm mocking the current theory. That's exactly what Galileo did. He mocked the current theory, and they persecuted him for it. And that's all these scientists want to do, is persecute me for doing the same exact thing by showing how their current models and theories are mockably silly. And they're saying, no, we're not going to play an honest game with you, Galileo. We're going to cheat you, and we're going to abuse you. And that's all they're doing. Scummy humans. All right. So Newton's third law versus kinetic energy. So this was the first thing I posted. So it's simple, it's direct, it's nice, simple drawing. Just trying to make it easy. Let's have a conversation and talk about, isn't this curious? All right, so Newton's third law versus KE. Suppose you have a rocket drifting through space, so it's just drifting forward, with a gun barrel that goes from the left side to the right side. So it's just a zip gun, and you're just going to put an explosion in the center. It's a cannon with two cannonballs in it. They go both ways, okay? So it's kind of neat. I don't know if they ever made a zip cannon, a cannon that would shoot a cannonball in both directions. You place an explosive in the middle of the gun barrel and a 1 mass projectile in one end of the gun barrel and 1,000 mass in the other end. So all you're doing is just putting a big heavy bullet in one end and a very light bullet on the other end, and the explosion will do the work for you. So the explosion is going to shoot the same energy one way as the other way. It's going to push the same both ways. It's going to basically give both objects equal momentums. Okay, so you trigger the explosive. 500,000 joules of kinetic energy flies out one side. So the little tiny object carries 500,000 joules based on the squared velocity. And the heavy mass only has 500 joules because of the big giant mass and small velocity. So the v squared is much smaller. And so there's no reason that makes any sense. It doesn't work. It isn't the truth. The two things have the same momentum, and the fact is the spaceship will just keep going straight because there can't be any difference, because it's Newton's mechanics. It's obeying the third law. There's an equal and opposite reaction, and the action word means an equal and opposite motion. Does the spacecraft turn? Well, it doesn't. If kinetic energy were real energy, why can't it turn the spacecraft? So the simple argument is, how can you claim this is real energy when there's 1,000 times more energy on one side, the tug of war doesn't get won? So you have 1,000 men pulling on one side, and you have one man on the other side, and somehow the 1,000 men pulling doesn't win the tug of war. How can you make sense out of that? And why should I be persecuted for pointing out how, isn't that a silly argument? If I was to propose there could actually be a tug of war where there's one man on one side and 1,000 men on the other side, and somehow the 1,000 men don't win, there would have to be something wrong. All right, I can make a subreddit tomorrow. I will send you an email. Have had an account for 3 years, but don't use it often, if ever. So that's very good. So that'll be perfect. And so we'll just do it very carefully. Like I said, just monitor everything. Don't jump. Just one step at a time. And and we'll just see if these are sacred words. The sacred words cannot be spoken. Nobody can believe this. Nobody can post it. No one can make these arguments. You're not allowed to make these physics arguments. The scientific community will not allow you to do this. And that's going to be, I think, a good lawsuit. Because the scientific community isn't allowed to do that. Okay, they're not allowed, to violate our right to speak. And that's all they're trying to do. They're trying to silence every other religion. So even if you thought my science was just a religion, they're just basically saying their religion gets to speak. Our religion doesn't get to speak. All right. I just don't. Can I be a moderator? You're supposed to not have an account. So do you understand how you're not making any sense to me? Didn't they just ban you? So how can you be a moderator when you're banned? I don't know, people. I just don't. You're always providing complex arguments for you to resolve. Like the Colonel Mustard did it in the bathroom. I mean, what are you doing? It doesn't make any sense. I'll make a new account. You're not supposed to do that. You don't understand what's the point of having a moderator in the room who's just overtly violated the rules? You don't get it. You don't get that that's no good. Oh, shit. Well, of course you don't need moderators, but I mean, just just the idea. I just don't. Well, people drink a lot, right? There's something you're doing, right? There's something that's just, brain no work at all. Oh, God, I just don't get that. Yeah, I just don't. I'm sorry. If like I said, I would do this if I thought it was okay for somebody with a banned account to participate, then I would do it. But I'm just saying, obviously that's the whole point. No, you can't do that. You have to fix the ban. I mean, what Reddit's going to have to do is they're going to have to fix this. They're going to have to restore everybody back to how they were. This is this is a Ben-Hur kind of thing. You're gonna have to make his mother and his sister, lepers. You're gonna have to cure their leprosy. You're gonna have to fix it. But yeah, you are a funny character. I gotta say, you do say some fucking weird shit. If you're just mod, then you won't get banned. I don't even know what you're talking about. How moderators are supposed to be up to a higher standards. It's like saying we ought to let rapists be policemen or something. We ought to just on purpose. We ought to just take people out of jail and put a badge on them. Doesn't make any sense. I've done it before. So amazing. Then maybe that's why your account got blocked. It's because you got caught being a done it before. Oh, shit. Yeah, so no, you don't. Two wrongs don't make a right. You ever heard that phrase? Two wrongs don't make a right. I mean, you don't fix something by breaking. You don't fix an evil by committing an evil. I mean, there's all kinds of. There's probably better ways to say that, but catchier ones. But yeah, you don't fix their bad by doing something bad. It's just that's not the way you fix it. I mean, obviously, it's so stupid. This whole idea that that they would so recklessly ban people for non-crimes. I mean, that is disgusting. But somehow that's got to be fixed, right? And the only way it's going to get fixed is the people who are part of Reddit have to fix it. So we have to get people to see these arguments and say, look, I don't want to be part of a system that cheats like this, that cheats people this way. It's a lot of work, writing all this stuff, frankly. Thinking about these subjects, constructing all, and I responded to so many. I responded to 50 comments. Okay, there's 50 comments that I responded to every single one of their comments, and in detail. So you invest a lot of work to do this right and do this fair, and they just threw it all away. They just wasted it all. Now I have some of it saved, so I can show you some of the comments threads, but it's a lot of work, and you don't have a right to destroy all of that. You just don't. They shouldn't. You should say they shouldn't have a right to destroy all that. That should be the easy thing to say. All right. So let's see what this guy says. A study shows. Well, no. You're already... a study shows, huh? Yeah. that a lot of children these days can't even figure out how to open a book anymore. So I don't know if that's true. They don't know. You really think there's a study where they couldn't figure out how to open a book, huh? I don't think there's any such study. Okay. The future seems doomed. At the same time, okay, that you're saying that, though, they're precisely navigating, radioactive isotopes into somebody's neck and dissolving their cancer, and it actually is working. And, so it's like everybody can't be a complete moron. So a few people must be knowing what the fuck they're talking about. But it ain't many, I'll agree. Let's see. My apologies. I'm not banned. My post was just removed from a mod. Well, good. But that's good to keep track of. So go ahead, post it again and see if you're just removed and not banned. Because obviously, why should it matter whether you post it as a comment or whether you post it as a Reddit? If you post it as a subreddit, why should that make it worse or somehow a bigger offense? So anyway. I wouldn't go that far, so I don't know what that means. I can't figure out how to open a book. They can't figure out how to open a book, question mark. Yeah, I already questioned that. You're being funny, but Parkinson's ain't that funny, actually. I mean, I'm getting a little Parkinson-y. But anyway, fuck you. So endless. Look, I say, okay, yes. I'm just saying, I have your email, right? I mean, we did communicate, so we should be able to handle this, and we'll just agree on where you're going to post it, and I'll see it, and we'll watch what happens. And like I said, we'll put right in the post that, the person posting this is perfectly willing to respond to all comments, but Reddit won't allow them to. And then we'll have to figure out how you can imply to the person that there's some place they can go where they can find the magical words from the evil person. Yeah, the evil words. The evil defender, Because, you're just trying to figure out what's the magic moment. When does it get deleted? So that'll be the magical thing to see. When does it get deleted? Let's see, I hope it's not true. Well, whatever. Probably not, whatever that means. Let's see. But yeah, yeah, whatever. I just say you got to know that there's no study saying kids can't open a book. You got to be kidding me, right? I mean, come on. It's a ridiculous statement. Look, the President of the United States held the Bible upside down. So, I mean, clearly even adults have sometimes problems operating books. But, get real. There's just no way to fail to open a book. I mean, all you have to do is drop it and you can open it. But see, you people, you're right here's an example. I mean, you people are saying, "Oh, look how bad it is," and you're talking about something imbecilically silly. You're not even discussing a realistic problem the world has. Like, you're not talking about global warming or something and how they're going to move billions of people inland all over the world and who's going to pay for all this and how it's going to get done and blah blah blah. No, you're talking just about some kind of rubbish, some kind of nonsense fake news. I mean, it's obviously a fake news study, that shows that kids can't open books. I mean, it's just so stupid, and here you are talking about it as if you're not an evidence of the stupidity, and that you are now wasting your stupid time talking about something too stupid to talk about. I mean, I'm just so ironic. See, that's almost that Dunning-Kruger thing. It's like you're too stupid to realize how stupid you are for talking about the stupidest thing you could possibly talk about. This could be the stupidest subject on the planet right now. Is this survey? Study shows that children can't open books. mean, this could be the stupidest story on the internet right now. That could be the dumbest story ever written in the history of mankind. And you're talking about it and pretending you're not stupid because you're talking about the stupidest thing you could possibly talk about. Do you get how can you sense the irony? So anyway, sorry, but I mean, it is ironically silly. Let's talk about the silliest things people say. Who said the stupidest, dumbest thing possible today? And that's what the news is now, right? The news is just like, who did the most ridiculously stupid thing today? And that's the news. And that you're just almost saying, why are we doing that? I mean, why shouldn't we be talking about the person who did the most spectacularly brilliant thing today? Why are we always watching the who did the dumbest thing show when we should be watching the who did the smartest thing show? But somehow people aren't entertained by people doing smart things because they can't understand people doing smart things. They can understand people doing dumb things because they're mostly dumb people. But they can't understand people doing smart things because they're not smart enough to understand smart things. Okay, so yeah, I solved the puzzle. So that's why the dumb show has very high ratings. Yes, it's because the dumb show appeals to dummies, and there's more dummies than there are smart people. Okay, got it. There are other things just as bad. Yes, yes, let's figure out what other dumb surveys there are. God damn it. So thank you, that was a little entertaining. So 13 viewers, so I have lost a couple, but anyway, it's better than average, so that's good that people are a little bit more interested. So we'll see, and then we'll do a couple more of these experiments, and that'll be good, and then we'll have lots of evidence. And if I don't get any response from the Reddit, then yeah, I'll file the lawsuit and include the other menaces to free speech and such. Alright, so I didn't read this last thing, did I? Yeah, I did that. Okay, yeah, I did them all. Alright, so let's see, is there anything else to do? Well, I guess not. I mean, you people are just not very interesting, so I guess I can't really, chat with you because you don't say anything that's interesting. You just do goofy shit. So, interesting to me, right? So, I'm only interested in the whole physics thing, arguments and quality of the evidence and all of that kind of crap. Yeah, I guess I'll go. Yeah. All right. So email me people willing to participate, and then I will, we'll just one at a time. We'll do the test and see if Reddit's going to keep banning the sacred words, the taboo words that cannot be spoken, and such, and so forth and whatnot. I don't think they could. I'm just, they don't really have any policy that makes any sense. We'll see. All right. So, until the next time, I guess, and such and so forth and whatnot. And, there's the page. So, thanks and such.